Hello ladies, happy Wednesday. Today's Fix Your Form is the glute bridge. I don't know about you, but I am forever working on building my glutes, having a nice rounded bottom, plus not just aesthetic wise, but the function of glutes, of your bum muscles, is so important for posture, and it's so important to minimize tension in your hips, to minimize back pain as well. And naturally, we aren't very glute dominant. A lot of us have great strength in our lower body when it comes to our quads, sometimes our hamstrings, but glutes tend to be that one exercise that takes some real mind-muscle connection to activate. And one of those exercises, if you don't find your glutes are firing up, or you can never feel your glutes in your squats, your lunges, your deadlifts, it's super important to be doing some glute firing / glute activating exercises. And that's why I love the glute bridge thrust, but we're gonna do the glute bridge today because everybody can do this exercise. You need a flat surface. You don't even need a yoga mat. You can do these on the grass outside, wherever it's convenient for you. Now, I talked about planks last week, the positioning of your pelvis when you're doing planks and how that tightens up your abs, your lower abs, your entire abdominal cavity. And the same thing goes for these hip thrusts or glute bridges. Ideally, how far away do you want your feet? So ideally you want your feet fairly close to you. If you are like extending your arms, then you should almost be able to touch your heels or to be able to touch your heels. And that's where you're going to get the most glute engagement. If you are too far, you'll likely feel it in your hamstrings, which is not necessarily what we want to work on unless I have you doing like a walk out or a march, that sort of thing. So set up for this. Feet are fairly close to the body. If you're reaching with your arms, you should be very close to touching your heels. Now, one of the most important things here is the positioning of your pelvis. So you can see here, I can easily slide my hands underneath my back. You can raise up from there, focus on pressing through your entire foot, really squeezing through the glutes, or you can shift your pelvis anteriorly. So I'm pushing the pelvis bone anteriorly. I guess, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but flattening my back. So I can no longer put my hands underneath my back, and I am raising from there. Drive up, keep that positioning of your pelvis, and come back down. Reset, drive up, squeeze, and come back down. Reset, it takes practice, and squeeze. Another thing you may want to consider doing is actually creating the movement, but you're actually not moving, but thinking about pulling your heels towards your glutes as you're raising up. So that's going to fire up, yes, a little bit of your hamstrings, but it's going to engage your glutes like no other. So flattening that back, driving through your feet, and then thinking about pulling your feet towards your upper body, and come back down. And that you can create a whack load of tension just by doing those two, engagements, those two tips. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I think you get my drift here. So you're tilting your pelvis to flatten out your back, driving through your feet to, of course, lift yourself up, and then think about pulling your feet towards your upper body, but you're actually not moving your feet. Try it out. Game changer. And then, of course, you can add a dumbbell to your hips and focus on doing the same thing with, of course, added weight. All right, ladies, let me know if you got questions. Try it out. It's a game changer. Talk to you soon.